Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffrey Scott Mitchell, and they call this Hump Day, obviously for a reason, even though I know this is mostly psychological on my point. But Wednesdays seem to be the hardest for me. And by hard, I mean, it's just so easy for me to just to lay there and say, oh, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to do this today. Maybe it's because of my regimen, my routine, that by the time I hit Wednesday, my body needs to rest. But I've gone, 5 days straight with my routine, which pretty much has me walking 2.5 hours every day. I mean, as soon as I wake up and take that first piss and stand on that scale, once I go in there and put on my walking clothes and tie them shoes up, my day is going for till 8 p.m. And I get up at 9:30, 9:20. So far, probably about what? 11 hours, 10 and a half hours. I'm going straight. If I get a break, the only breaks I get is between calls. Because on my breaks and lunch, I walk. Another 15 minutes, another hour. Half hour for lunch and 2 15-minute breaks. I'm moving. There's no rest. There's no, I know I gotta take those snorts out. I gotta stop doing that. That's something, with my, not allergies, but nasal drip. I don't know what it is. I take them out when I edit it a lot of times. But on the long versions, I don't. I gotta watch that. I gotta figure out how to not have those on there because these recordings are gonna be, copied and produced. I mean, not produced, but distributed. And once I get my regimen going, I'm going, and my regimen is real. 4.5 miles in the morning, get back home. Got about an hour before I have to clock in. Gives me time to shower and get dressed. And I'm really rushing through that. Not rushing, but there's an expediency to it. There's no casualness once the day starts. So come Wednesday, maybe I'm tired. But this week, and all I'm looking forward to, and I know it's probably not the healthiest. Well, healthiest. Yeah, it might not be the healthiest, physically or mentally or psychologically. But all I know is I gotta do is 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then I'm off Friday. I'm off Saturday. I work Sunday, which ain't the hardest day in the world. And I'm scheduled, and I asked to be off on Juneteenth. Our company gives Juneteenth off as a holiday. Yeah, our company is super woke, and it's nauseating. But it's the best company I ever worked for. So you take the good with the bad. I mean, it's Pride Month, and it's Juneteenth. So the emails are like an onslaught. I wonder if you're conservative or whatever, if you don't agree with these politics, what it's like to have them pushed at you in such a righteous way. I mean, who can argue against, freedoms? Who can argue against, empowering minorities? But the level at which they do it. And where yesterday, there's a Star Trek guy, a Trekkie, and he's always asking me, you should watch this, you should watch that. I said, So, recently I watched Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. So I hit him up, I said, yeah, I tried to watch Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. He was like, yeah, what do you think? Is it still woke? ? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And he laid out the same things I laid out in the videos I made. About the all-female bridge. He said there might have been a lesbian in there. And just the whole diversity thing. Just the whole thing. And then he pointed out to me that Disney is woke. I guess all the Marvel and stuff, whatever now, is woke. And for me, Disney, I always associate Disney with Orange County. And Orange County is not woke. Orange County may be the antithesis of woke. Orange County, California. In my mind. Things that may have changed, I doubt it. But in my mind, that's conservative, Republican, whatever era. I mean, I think Reagan's library is down there, and I think Richard Nixon is from down there. The Richard Nixon library is up here, Simi Valley, I think. But it's just the bastion of conservative right-wing Republican. And Disney, I always thought Disney was conservative like that. But I'm starting to find out Disney is woke. So I Googled, is Star Trek woke? Is blah, blah, blah woke? And it started coming back to me I started seeing articles. One article even said that how this push for racial diversity may be hurting black actors. And of course, you're going to find articles on either side, either way. So, but the fact that I was able to find an article that articulated what I was thinking, that resonated with me, felt good, even though it may not necessarily be good or bad. And I can use the word good or bad in this case because I'm talking relative to me, solely to me and how it affects me. So I can use good or bad, right or wrong, in speaking to things, how they affect me, how I feel about them, my personal reaction or disposition or perception of such things. Because, you go either way. And I swear, I'm really, really, really looking for the left-wing liberal agenda. I want to hear it articulated. I want to hear it articulated, but every time I put on MSNBC, they talk more about what the other side is doing to hurt them, or what the other side is doing that may not be beneficial to everybody. But I don't hear too much about a positive approach to their agenda. How they say we should do this because they use empirical data. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to look harder. I turned on Joy Reid yesterday, I think it was. And today to start off, with what Trump is doing bad and how bad that's going to be for us. And I'm like, and I'm not saying that the right doesn't do that. I'm just saying I don't see it, and I might be in a bubble. It might be that I'm in a bubble. All right, here comes the noise. I'm stopping. Okay, I forget where I left off. But probably talking about Orange County, right wing, liberal, hearing. I do want to hear the liberal point of view. I really do. I want to hear strong arguments why we should implement liberal policies. And not just because it helps so-and-so, it protects so-and-so. Those don't resonate with me. And for some reason, the right wing, I don't want to say right wing, but when I watch certain quote unquote right wing programming, the wording seems to resonate with me better. And I know I use the word resonate too much. But anyway, let's get back into me on these walks. And I set my regimen after my injury. And I cut out some indulgences and started eating better and being more sensible about how I treat my body. I've been on a walking kick. I think maybe 48 out of the last 50 days I've walked, gotten, my 10,000 steps in. I think I'm averaging like 13,000 a day, where I would get 15,000 on a work day. And the bar has been set high. The bar has been reset to back to high. And when I don't do it, I feel like I let myself down strongly. And I was going to say that I got to at least get 10,000. I got to at least get 10,000 steps. And to be honest, getting 10,000 steps is easy. I can wake up and walk 10,000 steps on accident, but I have to go out and walk it. It's not going to come naturally during my day. I have to get out there and actually gear up, put the shoes on, pack up, hit that mental zone and go out there and just get it done. So right now, like I said, maybe 48 out of the last 50 days I've been getting my steps in. So I'm on it. I feel good. But the Wednesdays, I'm rambling now. Some days I just can't do Wednesday. And today's Wednesday, it's the hump day. And Wednesday is not the hardest day of the week because all the analysts work that day. It's the overlap day where we have meetings. So it's not the hardest day of the week. It's just the Wednesday. And for me to be looking forward to having days off, I'm not sure. There was a time where I didn't think that was a good thing. In fact, I knew it wasn't a good thing. But since I cleaned myself up a little, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. So when I do my indulging, it's not as horrendous as it used to be. I can gain 12, 13 pounds over 2 days. To where now, it may be only like 5 or 6, maybe, or something like that. Because I still get my steps at least 10,000. And my eating habit has been cleaned up to a point that where, like I said, it's not as horrendous as it used to be. And I was gonna say and the salt, it may be the salt too. My blood pressure's still down. It might be the salt. I'm very aware of processed foods. I still eat them now. Don't get me wrong. But in moderation. I'm aware of it and I moderate, what I eat as far as processed foods. I don't add salt to anything anymore. The only thing I add is like new salt, and that's potassium chloride. And I add some other no salt spices to give me this nice little flavoring. And what I love to do with my chips, I got no salt potato chips. Whenever I see them available, I buy them all. Because I love chips. I get my no salt potato chips. I sprinkle apple cider vinegar on them. Shake the bowl up. Sprinkle new salt on it. And I sprinkle these other spices I got. I forget the name of them. But they're like no salt, like blends or whatever. And I sprinkle those on there and I shake the bowl up. Those things are good. Because I love potato chips. I love potato chips. And it's probably because of the salt. But I'm able to simulate that taste and get stimulated. And I'm thinking that's what is helping to keep my blood pressure down. Because I got brownies in there now. I got brownies and marshmallows and ice cream. And I hit it last night. And I usually don't never. Well, the practice is not to eat it on a school day. Not to have that dessert on a school day. And after work, I have a meal, and not like it might be a slippery slope, and I have a meal, and not like a healthy meal, but not like a super unhealthy meal. What I had was yesterday I made a hamburger, beef patty, air fried a beef patty, and put it on Texas toast with some mayonnaise, mustard, provolone cheese. So that's definitely some sodium in there. The Texas toast and You know, the hamburger, Texas toast probably worst thing. Then I have my no salt potato chips with the flavorings I just described, and sugar-free Crystal Light knockoff from Kroger, fruit punch. So that's not so horrendous. And then I have dinner before I went to bed. I said to have something else, so I got some brownies that I had made, and I haven't eaten them all up. So that right there shows an improvement to where I would make those brownies, eat them all up the same night. These things lasting 3, 4, 5 days now. Marshmallows still in there. So it seems like things have pulled back as far as how much I eat, like a natural moderation, which is, probably good for everybody involved. All right, so I'm coming up to the end. Not to the end, but where I got to turn into traffic. And full disclosure, to go get a pack of Black & Milds, which I need to stop doing. I know. I got to have some kind of indulgence. I got to have something to look forward to. And hopefully I'll knock that off in a little bit, because I really don't like the way they make me feel. In a way, because I really, really love the way they make me feel. You take that first hit. I mean, it's that rush, that nicotine rush. Oh my God. Anyway, swing on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that's ever existed in any atom, in this or any universe, that if it was, is, or will be, a totality of it all, the theory of universe, a hypothesis of all is one. My name is Jeffrey.